Hello everyone, I'm FARMERSIM and welcome back to Court Farms Country Park. Now this is episode 43 of the Let's Play series and I hope you're all doing very well and having a good day. So, normal service resumes today everyone. Field work, field work, field work. It's all about the field work. So I've just lined everything, all of our fields. 9 of them in total. I didn't need to do anything to the smaller grass field there behind the workshop. But yeah, everything has had a top-up of the pH values, and everything should be tickety-boo, as it were. So, what's going on today? What's the first step? Well, we're still in the same game day, as the last month. We're in the 2nd of August, and the only crop we can plant at the minute is canola. So I think I'm going to get some canola into this field here, the field that used to be our big grass field. And yep, we're going to get that drilled, and then I am going to get in. I'm going to hitch up our new slurry tank, slurry spreader. We're going to fill that up, and we're going to get it spread in here and see if we can make a dent in our particularly vast quantity of slurry that we've got sitting there. So that's the idea. Yeah, I figured I'd get the line done off camera because in my mind it's a bit of a tedious task, that just running around back and two filling up. We've still got a good chunk of lime over in the tank there. I forget exactly how much. We'll check that out shortly. But yeah, we're still self-sufficient when it comes to lime. I am going to have to think at some point in the future when that lime quantity does start to dwindle. I may have to consider doing another full ploughing session, giving the soil a good raising and getting some stones out the ground and the score, picking them up and tipping them into the lime machine and doing that. But at the same time, I am considering, if I do get round to doing that, when we do get round to emptying that lime tank, I might consider putting it somewhere else, because it is a bit of an eyesore, if I'm honest. So I'd like to potentially put it somewhere different and hide it. But yeah, I think I'll do that when it's empty. So yeah, just a thought anyway. But I am also quite excited to get some wool over into our lovely new mill over miles away, and that's somewhere in that direction on the other side of the map. We've got two and a half pallets, I think, sat in the wool bay near the sheep pasture. But I think what I might do is just let that amount of pallets build up a tiny bit, just so there's a bit more, and then we can stick them on the trailer and send them over there and get the wool mill powered up. So yeah, looking forward to that. Anyway, so yeah, as I say, we're still in August, 2nd of August. It's only, where are we? It's 10 to 10 in the morning, so we've got plenty of work time ahead of us. So I'm not going to waste that and fast forward a month or anything. We're going to make use of the time we got. So I think it's about time that we jump back in the fence, take it over to the farm, hitch up the seeder, get some drilling done, and then get some slurry spread, because I'm very excited to get our new slurry spreader working. I think the first few jobs of today are predominantly going to be spent in this beast, with it being the only one that's big enough to deal with the seeder, and essentially the only one big enough to deal with the slurry tanker as well. So, yep, this is going to be today's office, I think, for a good chunk of time. So, let's get back over to the farm. I'm pretty sure I've got enough. I think I've got 2 or 3 bags of seed sat on the shelf there, so we'll get the seeder filled up. I'm going to pop the seeding into a bit of a cinematic and get that done and go from there. So, see you all very soon. Right, there we go. One field drilled with canola. Very happy with that. Good job done. Brother FARMERSIM there in the Fent. So yeah, next job is get the slurry tanker in here. I'm very excited to get that new 15-metre dribble bar working for its money. So let's do just that, shall we? Seed rate was pretty good on that one as well. If I jump into the precision farming menu there, because we have a combination of what we're on, loam and sandy loam. Yeah, with a low and a standard seed rate in that field, so that was pretty good. So we've still got a good percentage left in the tank. What have we got? We've got 78%. So that was pretty awesome. Right, anyway, all folded up, turned off. Let's go get ourselves a slurry tanker, shall we? Right, here we are. Let's hitch up. I can't remember if I've actually filled this up or not yet. Have I? Nope, doesn't seem like I have. I thought I might have done, just to create some space in the slurry pit, but I guess not. So let's pull ourselves up to the slurry pit here. Now, do I have to do anything? Have we got to? Nope, we're filling up already. Excellent stuff. I must admit, the last one, even though I love those high-spec things that 4D modding has made, there we go, 18,000 litres. There's a certain amount of faffing about you've got to do, because they are quite intricate. You've got to like enable this and disable that and press this and press that in order to get the thing to open. And yeah, there's a few functions on it, essentially. That's what I'm trying to say, that just make it a little bit more complex when it comes to filling it up manually. They always work perfectly when you do it on auto drive and stuff, because it just works. But when you're doing it yourself, there's a couple of little options to have to deal with. But either way, this is our new one, and it is base game, so it's I suppose it's a little bit more straightforward to use, as it were. So let's get ourselves over to the field and get this thing unfolded. See how it performs. There we go, look at this beauty. What a thing, it's massive, isn't it? This might not take very long at all, although it is all down to the soil yield potential, because that's what this thing applies the nitrogen based on, I believe. Now, to be honest, I'm not actually too sure. Now, forgive me, everybody. I'm not too sure if I've done this in the right order or not. Should I have done this before planting the canola or after? What would have been the technically the absolute correct method to do it? Please let me know. Yeah. Anyway, let's get this done. I think this definitely does deserve some kind of cinematic, as I've never used it before. Let's drop that down. Turn on. Is that on? And there we go, we're on now. There we go, let's bring up the menu there, see how it's applying. Oh, that's pretty cool. Nice, right, so another cinematic time, I feel. So I'll see you in a few minutes. There we go. Very happy with that, I've got to say. This is a great bit of kit. Now there was, because it's got a pretty decent width of 15 metres, it's quite susceptible to ground level differences, and there was a patch just over there along the edge of the fence that it missed, but I've just sorted that bit out myself. But apart from that, it did very, very well. Couple of refills, which is fine, because we've got so much of the stuff, we really do need to make a dent in it. But that's that field done. Now it is going to need a top up of solid fertiliser. I appreciate that. That was always going to be the case, but it has it saved us a chunk of money in that at least. That's one good thing, and it does have now the field does have a little bit of natural fertiliser, as it were. So what next? Well, I think I'm going to get that field boxed off. So we need to get it we need to top up the fertiliser level with a bit of solid, and I need to get it rolled. And possibly weeded as well, just to run the weeder loosely and then get rid of that message out the field. So yeah, let's get back to the farm, swap tractors, and go from there. Right, that's this field totally boxed off. So, just finished with the weeder with a little vulture, and we have rolled it as well. I topped up the fertiliser level, so if I pop into the precision farming menu there, as you can see, the nitrogen it does look a bit dark. I think I do need to rescan this field, and I think this one as well. But I'm quite happy now that I've got it a nice shade of green as opposed to whatever this is. This was the same, wasn't it? It's like a bit of a rusty piece of metal, isn't it? Just all shades of orange and yellow and dark red and brown and what have you. But yeah, all sorted. So, and one thing I have done, some of you might notice, I have swapped the weight out for the front of this. Now it did appear on my mind, so to speak, that the weight that I had bought for this tractor when I bought it last episode, it was quite big. I get that. This one is the same weight, 2,500 kilograms, but like one of you, Stephen Garvin, pointed out in the comments of the last video, it did look a bit large and a bit disproportionate. So I sold it, but this is the one that I had originally on the fence, so I've not actually spent any more money. I just popped it into the workshop and repainted it, and yeah, because I have always really quite liked this weight. I think it was Jayhawk, wasn't it, mate, that you like me, this is one that you've always used just because it looks really cool, because it's got the rope on it. But yeah, I've always used this weight generally as a rule, even though we haven't actually got it on the fence anymore. So anyway, yeah, I've made a couple of grand from that, so I've sold that and stuck this one on the front of it. It kind of looks a little bit better. It doesn't look quite so big and overpowering, so to speak. So yeah, anyway, this is a great tractor. It's just powered through the rolling and the weeding of this field. So this is all now exactly as we want it to be. The pH values are tickety-boo, and the nitrogen values are tickety-boo. Expected yield 123% for the canola, so that is excellent. So that's pretty much all the drilling we can get done in this game month. Like, obviously, if I wanted to, I could go and drill all the fields with canola, but that'd be a bit boring, wouldn't it? So this will do for this month's drilling. There is one more field that I have yet to mulch. That's the field that was the carrot field at the bottom of the farm over there. That needs to be mulched. It has been lined. Whether that's the right order or not, you know, I just thought I'd get it done because I had the liming spreader out. But what I'm going to do now is something that had slipped my mind. We still have a chunk of crops in the silo. We've got wheat, barley, oats, canola, linseed, and rye. Now, I need to top up the grain mill because I need to keep the bread production going. So what I'm going to do is we're going to keep the wheat that we've got in there. That's going to be for the chickens. The barley and the oats and the rye are going to go into the grain mill and get turned into flour and automatically get sent over to the bakery in the form of flour to get turned into bread, so we can keep that production system running. It's not empty yet. There's still a little bit of something in there. I think it's wheat actually, but yeah, there's not a huge amount. But the flour side of it is still quite full. If we pop into the production menu very quickly, go for another quick scroll. So yeah, we've got, as it says there, we've got outer space. So there's only 6,758 litres of wheat in there, but we're still at 30,000. litres of flour, so it's at its capacity, so it just keeps topping itself up essentially. But yeah, so we're going to get the barley, oats and rye into here to get that turned into flour and then to bread. So I think I'm going to get cracking on with that. But what I'm also going to do, throughout these last couple of hours, we've had another pallet of wool appear. So what I think I'm going to do is, so now we've got 3 and a bit pallets of wool. I've got them loaded up onto the flatbed trailer attached to the TW15. We're going to get that sent over to the wool mill, and we're going to get that started. I am quite keen to get that going because it does have quite a high, I think it's a high, the production cycle thing. Again, if we go into here, the wool, it takes 2 pieces of wool make 1 piece of fabric, and it has 1,440 cycles a month. Whereas the cotton, not that we're doing cotton, but obviously that 5 pieces of cotton make 3 pieces of fabric, but that's much slower at 576 cycles per month. So yeah, I think that could move relatively quickly, I think. But we're only going to know that when we get the wool in there and get sorted. So let's jump into my little beauty here. Let's get this back to the farm. We're going to jump in a bigger tractor because we're going to need some oomph to pull a few full grain trailers of grain over to the grain mill and get that sorted. I almost forgot about that, to be fair, that I needed to top it up because it's just been ticking on nicely for quite a while now, so it's just one of those things that slipped to the back of my mind. It was only just when I thought, oh, I'll just check my production, see how they're doing, and sure enough, yeah, I've forgotten to top them up. So and obviously the canola and the linseed that we have currently in the silo, we are going to obviously leave that for optimum selling point and make a bit of cash from it. So that'll stay put for now. So we'll just pull this up here for now. There we go. That's better. Yeah, I think we'll let's have a jump in the Renault actually, shall we? That bug is starting to do my head in, the fact that it's not tractor specific. It's obviously a mod. I get that. I don't know what mod it is. Sorry, get me words out. Easy for me to say. Do any of you guys have that problem as well, or that thing? Do you guys get that mod thing where your player appears in a tractor, not doing anything? Check out the jumper as well, by the way. Thanks, Leroy. If any of you weren't aware, it was Leroy, one of my wonderful viewers, who put a bit of time in for myself and Mrs. Sim Gamer and made us both a jumper with our logos on for our multiplayer live episode that went out last week. We're doing another one this Saturday, although I'll be gone by now because this is Monday's episode, isn't it? But yeah, shout out to Leroy, mate. Thank you very much. Go check his channel out. Give him a sub if you can, everyone. Yeah, awesome work. Love it. So, right. Renault, trailer, grain mill. Let's go get some stuff done here. Get those production systems ticking over. So I'll get all this stuff sent over trip by trip, and I'll pick you up very shortly before we head on over in the TW to the wool area, as it were, the wool mill. So I've done a tiny little bit more decorating, nothing special, nothing to write home about. I've just placed a couple of trees down, just to make the place look a bit more alive, as it were. I have wired it into the auto drive network, both points, the wool tip point and the pallet pickup point for fabric. It would help if I lined this thing up properly, wouldn't it? So what's first? Let's go for the barley first. Barley, 71,000, so it's nearly 72,000. So there's going to be a handful of runs back and two, so I'll get this lot done, and I'll pick you back up when the grain mill is a bit better stocked up. So see you soon. Right, there we go. That is all of our grain that's worth going into the grain mill in the grain mill. So if we jump quickly into the productions menu, just have a quick check-see. We've got 6,700 litres of wheat, which has been there since the last time we put stuff in there, so that just shows how long it lasts. 71,800 litres of barley, just under 85,000 litres of rye, and just under 32,000 litres of oat. So that flour is going to keep coming and keep coming, which is brilliant. So, and we've still got the canola and the linseed, as I said before, over in the silo here, to be sold at optimum selling time. So that's all good and proper. Happy with that. And as you can see there, we've got the TW loaded up with a handful of pallets of wool. They really are busy things, those sheep, aren't they? They really are. I'm expecting, no doubt, within the next couple of hours there'll be more as well. So this could be quite a busy, but hopefully quite a lucrative thing. So let's get ourselves over to our new wool mill. I'll go and check it out. I'll show you very few basic things that I've done. As I say, just decorated the place with a few trees and stuff. So let's go down there, and I'll see you in a second. Almost there. So I thought I'd bring something up very quickly as well before we get there. In one of the comments in the last video from one of you wonderful people, Chris B, hello mate, hope you're okay, he brought up the topic of what to do with wool, fabric, once it's been converted to fabric. Now, again, this is something that slipped my mind. There's the mill. Looks awesome, doesn't it, from here? Obviously, with fabric, you can then turn it into clothes, can't you? And clothes are extremely valuable in the game. Here we go. Here's me little bit with trees and stuff. I've not, as I say, I've not done a huge amount. I've just lined the lane here with a few trees just to, you know, densen it up a bit, I suppose. We'll probably do a bit more over here on the right hand side as well. Once all that grass is gone, once we've got a sheep pen in here. But yeah, as I say, yeah, Chris B, he commented and made me think about what to do with the fabric once it's been turned into fabric. And the one thing, oh hello, that did it automatically. Oh, excellent. I was expecting to have to do that by hand. Oh, brilliant. Right, okay, so if we jump into the production system, there we go. We've got 3,554 litres of wool. Activate. Boom. There we go. We're off. But yeah, obviously, we need a tailor shop, don't we? Now, I've had a look at the one that's in game. I have just while things have been going on down on the farm here these last couple of hours, like when the Vulture was running the roller and the weeder in the field. I did have a look on the mod hub for what was available for any extra or different modded tailor shops. There wasn't a huge amount. Frustratingly, I did find one mod that was like an all-in-one, and it essentially skips the step in between, so it essentially turns wool straight to clothes. Which was a bit frustrating. Had I known that, I might have considered it, but to be fair, I'm not going to change anything now, and to be honest, I'm not sure I'd really want to, because just the aesthetics of this building alone I really, really quite like, so I am happy that we've got this down here. But the tailor shop, if I pop into the construction menu, there we go, productions, factories, right, there, this one, the tailor shop. Yes, I know I've not got enough money. Now, it's a beautiful building, it's really nice, but I was trying to find somewhere that this looked like it would belong. And in my personal opinion, this kind of a building would belong on some kind of a street, you know, and I can't really find anywhere for this building to sit suitable on this map. So the only option I've got is to plonk it in this area here and just try and build it in if I was to go for it. Now, it's 100,000 quid, so it's a lot of money. So again, that's another big investment that I haven't got the ability to do right now. And also because I did mention in the last episode as well that I'd like to put another sheep pen in this area here, and have a bit of the, you know, on top of the sheep pen that we've got over at home farm, have another load of them down here producing wool for us and essentially making as much wool as possible to make as much fabric as possible to make as much money as possible. But obviously, if we have more fabric, we can make more clothes. If I have the tailor shop, so I am scouting around for potentially another tailor shop if there's one that suits, you know, the aesthetic side of things that I'd like to try and do as well. Now, I do have the farm production system. It's not activated in this save at the minute, but I've got the farm production system by Omatana, and I think that will also, because it's like a bit of an all-in-one production system building where you can literally put anything in and it'll give you anything out, so that might be an option. I'm pretty sure it's a lot cheaper as well, so that might be a consideration, in which case it might sit down here nicely. Once all this is gone, it could sit here nicely. But yeah, these are just ideas that I've got. I am considering regarding the sheep pen, because it's Lancy Boy's sheep barn that I'm looking to place down, and it's 100k. So I'm considering just taking the hit and getting another loan, perhaps, just to be able to do that, to get that rolling. But as I say, you know, as I said previously, the sheep that we've got at home farm are also producing quite a lot of wool anyway, so it might be that I don't need to be so, you know, trigger happy, so to speak, and jump in and get another £100,000 loan to place a sheep barn down when our sheep are already producing quite a bit. That is a big pile of grass, isn't it? So yeah, that's where my mind is with this little area here. I hope you like it. I hope you think it's all right. And as I say, I've just done a few simple trees. When the money allows, I will potentially place a couple of fences down and, you know, make it look even more, you know, set into the place and that it's meant to be here. It doesn't look too bad, I don't think. But yeah, when we get the sheep barn down in here, that's when I will then map out a custom field in the surrounding area once all the buildings are down, and be able to cut the grass and feed the sheep from there once we've loaded all this lot into it as well. I think this lot, the best way for me to do this as and when I get round to it, is just to run the forage wagon, just pick it all up, and I'll be doing that off camera because it'll look a bit odd, but just driving in and out of it with the forage wagon, picking it up and tipping it into the new sheep barn when it arrives. So yeah, so that's where my mind's at with that. So right, let's get ourselves back to the farm, and I think what I might finish off with, there's one last bit of field work that I need to get done to make everything ready for the next episode, which will be next month, and the mass drilling that will begin, and that is the mulching of the old carrot field down there. So let's get back home. Home farm, where are you? There we go. Yeah, we'll get back home, get this thing there anyway. And like I say, we'll throw the mulcher onto the fence and get that job done as one last thing for this episode. So I shall see you all there very soon. Right, let's go get this done. Once this field's done, that's every field mulched and ready to be drilled in the next next episode. So let's slow down around there. It's a bit of a tight bend, isn't it? Yeah, let's go and erase all evidence of these carrots, shall we? Right, be popping this into a cinematic as I usually do. So I shall pick you all back up very soon. Right, there we go. Job done. Carrots be gone. So, you know, actually, let me just... I should have asked him to turn it off, shouldn't I? Shouted him from outside the cab. Yeah, there we go. All mulched, ready to be drilled in the next episode, in next month. So we have, I think we've got 9 fields. Let's just, in fact, let me just make sure of that. Where are we? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fields. Sorry, 8 fields to be drilled. That's just been done today with the canola. That's the hay. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, doesn't make it any less busier. That's a lot of work to do to get drilled, and obviously the follow-up fertilising and rolling and weeding and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be very, very busy in the next couple of episodes. Lots of work to get done. But I think, as far as today's episode goes, I think I'm going to call it here, ladies and gentlemen. I think we've done a bit. We've got a bit further on than we were before. We've got the wool mill running away now, so that's brilliant. We've stocked up our grain mill, so that's excellent as well. All the fields have been limed, and as they were, most of them were mulched in the last in a couple of episodes ago. This one's all done now as well, so that's excellent. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. I really do hope you've enjoyed the video and found it a little bit fun and a bit interesting. As always, if you're new to my channel and you like my content, you like the way I'm doing things, please consider hitting that subscribe button and joining the channel, and give the video a like if you can, if you have liked it, of course. And as always, there is a host of the links in the video description below with my promo code, so if any of you are in the market for a DLC, an add-on, a season pass, or even the full game itself, and you fancy helping a content creator at the same time, I would be massively appreciative. So thanks again, everyone. Thanks for your time, and I shall see you in the next episode.